But then we get to the stadium and we find out that the Napoli Ultras are not going to celebrate, not going to even make any noise. So it was a bit of a bummer because, we're there. It's the first time that we're there with CBS, and the stadium is like, it's like going to church. I remember when the first Milan goal went in, all you could hear was that small sliver of Milan ultras that had traveled, that they're put in the worst seats, like up in the third anello or whatever it's called,
Whoa.
and the Napoli fans were making no noise. So I feel like that affected Napoli, and even Luciano Spalletti afterwards said that he thought that his team was really penalized by the fans. And if you can think of how stupid this is from the Ultras, who have a team that is doing something that they haven't done in 3 decades. And you're now at the tail end when they have all these important matches, when they're trying to close out the Scudetto, when they're trying to go far in the Champions League and go somewhere they've never been before. You're going to start protesting now. I get that the ticket prices are higher, that the banners weren't allowed in the stadium, but this is ridiculous. But then again, am I trying to reason with an ultra group? That's when you have to realize also maybe not the most reasonable bunch in the world.
That's okay. First of all, that's wild because I agree. I mean, you're kind of at the tail end. Napoli are doing things that have, the casual football fan tuning into Serie A because, like you said, 99%, it's a lock. And prior to now, Milan kind of going on this little bit of a run, I would say too, Napoli was the most likely to win the Champions League from an Italian side. So that is wild to me. But I saw one of your tweets saying that you guys are never going to be welcomed back. What went on there? Was there some drama that went down?
It was their drama, my goodness. So during the commentary, second half, I think it's when the third goal went in for Milan. So was that the Alexis Salamaker's goal? Anyway, it was a brilliant goal. They were
It
all
was
great
nuts.
goals
Yeah.
from Milan. I think it might have been the Salamaker's goal that he just looked like the body of Maradona had gone inside him, that he was getting controlled by a higher being, like he had this out of body experience. And the Napoli commentary booths aren't like any other stadium I've been at. They're right there next to the crowd. So there's only this small little iron bar that's easily hoppable, that's separating us from the area where, not the ultra section obviously because it's in the middle, but still, where the Napoli fans are. I could touch them if I wanted to. So after that goal goes in, me and my partner obviously celebrate, and we celebrate because it's a brilliant goal. We have no horse in the race. We've been doing this for such a long time that it doesn't even matter who I supported as a kid. I grew up Milanista, but when you've been doing this for such a long time, you kind of get removed. The emotion gets removed from it
Yeah.
because it becomes such a business. And my partner is a Barcelona fan, so he has no horse in the race at all. Obviously, Salamaker scores a great goal. We go ballistic. And because the entire area that we're at is all Napoli fans and they're all so quiet, all the Napoli fans could hear me and my commentary partner screaming, going crazy, just really raising the decibels of her voice. So I think that's all they could hear. So about a minute after that goal goes in, I hear this screaming from my left side. I turn and there's this fan pointing at me saying, "You guys are Milanista. You guys need to die." And then he tries to get everyone else in. He turns around and he's like, "Dai tutti, dobbiamo ammazzare. We have to kill them." So all this is going on while we're on live commentary to the U.S., my partner didn't even notice because he blasts his volume in his headset. So he's just locked into the game. I'm turning around and I see that our cameraman's going there to keep them from jumping this small barricade because he was actually going to attack us. So I did the entire second half trying to focus on the game and try to analyze the game while you're also trying to look
Like
behind you
ready
to see
to
his.
throw a bone.
No, but I mean, I was ready. I was about to whip out my Taekwondo white belt from when I was 10 years old. Like I was ready to do a spinning kick or something because I was ready to defend myself. I thought, okay, I guess we're getting attacked on live television. We're going to be a meme and it's going to go on YouTube and it's going to go viral for all the wrong reasons. So I thought this is like such I was going to say shit show. I don't know if you can bleep that out,
Absolutely. You can
but
absolutely say whatever you want.
okay, good. Amazing. So it was just the craziest experience that I've ever been a part of. I don't think that's ever happened where a commentary gets attacked live on air, as far as I know. So that could have been a first, but fortunately, our cameraman, who was actually a black belt in kickboxing, we later find out, he was able to hold them all off until more people came and they calmed down. And then they left after the fourth goal went in. They all just left, thank goodness, and we did not get attacked. So that was my experience at Maradona. Another thing I wanted to say really quick. There was fires being started in the ultra section. They threw flares at Magnan. And I think the only reason why they didn't hit Magnan is because there's a huge running track and they didn't have like a quarterback arm to get it all the way there. And then there's a huge riot that broke out as well in the Curva, which I don't know if they captured on TV, but it was wild. There was like dozens and dozens of people just all beating each other up, and they were all the Napoli supporters. So all that happened in the second half. It was honestly, it was the craziest experience of my life.
Two things that pop into my head when you tell this story. First of all, if anyone tries to attack you, obviously channel your inner Gattuso, because that guy's not talked enough and remembered enough. With the young kids, they won't ever understand what Gattuso brought to the game. And two, I mean, I think when I hear a flare almost hitting Magnan, I think Dida. And when 100%. I believe it like grazed Dida's ear back in the day. And I'm like, this is why, I mean, obviously I don't condone that, but Serie A back in the day growing up for me was so different. For me, it was the #1 league. So it just, I guess it's still as crazy.
You can say it.